Hi, hi, hi. Hey, Django. Hey, Sinistello. Today is Wednesday. What was last today command? Adam is not wearing cool Skeleseller merch. See Skell or merch today. So don't look at his shirt. Yeah. As usual, today's plan is to keep working toward the V0.3 launch. Cool. All right. Yeah, so let's get started. Let's figure out what we're even doing. Oh, look at total number of Steam wish lists. I already looked at this yesterday. But if we click 1 week, will it show up correctly? 58 wish lists. Look at that. Yeah, yesterday 13, and I think the day before was 45, so that adds up. But they didn't add up the other day when I looked at this, so I don't know. Yeah, look, lifetime revenue, $4. That's from, I think, one purchase that was made through Botland, or maybe two purchases or something. Hey, Norn. Hey, Jazz. Hey, Ember. Ember, thanks for resubbing. Are we not looking at the shirt because of that super funky Moira effect? No, I guess it is happening. Yes, let's say it's because of that. Looks at shirt. Faceless. Yeah, I still need to move the logo up. I tried doing this, but I also tried changing the price, and you can't do both at once. Turns out, I didn't even know this, there are other Skeleseller merch pieces of apparel on Amazon now. I thought I was just putting the t-shirt online, but apparently they put some hoodies online, they put a sweatshirt, they put some other things like a tank top or something. So I wanted to lower the price of these other things, and once I did that, it said you can't edit the product anymore. So anyway, I gotta figure that out. This is done. We have the title screen stuff, so I gotta figure out if we're doing that. Probably the title screen. Okay, I don't know for sure. Not sure this is important for 0.3, but a title screen. Hey, Grace. You're here at the beginning. And then, yeah, maybe ask for a couple more enemies. That's also not super important if we can't get that immediately. Figure out most things. You can just say where start battle doesn't work. Look at total number of Steam wish lists. Yeah. This, I don't know where I want to put this, but I probably shouldn't be looking at this on screen once the game is launched, because I don't think I want to show revenue numbers. Right now, I don't care if you know that I made $4. that's no one's gonna get mad at me for that. Hey, potato. In fact, I don't even know if I made the $4. I think Steam doesn't give you a payout until you hit 100 or something. So I think technically it's just like inflation is eating away at my piddly $4. It would be nice to have this somewhere though, but I'll just delete this for now. Okay. All right. Yeah, we got a lot of other things. Oh, by the way, we have a new character that we can add, the Golem. First, like, non-human character. Inflation is eating away at my $4. Soon it's gonna be worth nothing. Right now, at least I could buy a gallon of milk or something. Okay, let's figure out how this is happening. This is only a bug for us, so if it takes too long to fix, I'll just punt it until later. Oh, by the way, we have a new map. Check it out. So it looks a little bit cleaner. Only problem, and we already know about this, is these little transition areas. We need to make those look a little bit better. But in general, yeah, there's like more map. There's some more kind of visual interest, even if there's nothing to do over here. And who knows, maybe eventually we make it so you can expand out. Maybe this pool is some like regenerative pool for your adventurers or something. But yeah, it's starting to look pretty good. All right, so the thing you can run into a problem with is the start battle button disappearing. I guess is when you don't have the guild. Oh no, nothing shows this again. I think this isn't even a bug with just the debug state. I think this is actually that nothing shows start battle again if you close an instance. Hey, Kevin. Kevin, I know I thanked you on GitHub, but thank you here for what you did on GitHub. Certainly didn't have to, but I appreciate it. Always nice when people are engaged and helpful. Okay, so start battle button. Here it is. We have set is showing. Yeah, we need a way to turn this back on. Set battle button visibility. Yeah, this should just be done anytime we end up closing an instance slot. That was fun to dive into. Yeah, you know, people have different definitions of fun for sure. And every once in a while, they are things that I find incredibly unfun. So Jamumu a while ago dug into all the OneNote migration stuff. And man, that just seemed like a pain. I can't say that another way. I think it was probably a pain for them too. But it was greatly appreciated because I got to migrate my notes away from OneNote. All right, so we just got to call this when instances manager closes a slot and there is no signal for this. Yeah, we need a signal for this, I think. Unless, where does this exist? Start battle button, that's in the town, yeah. Yeah, we need a signal for this. Closed instance slot. All right, let's do that. On closed instance slot. Queue free. There we go. And then we listen to it here. It's just going to be set battle button visibility. On closed instance slot. There, easy peasy. Okay, should work. Hey, Pilkir. I think you really like it. Have you tried a C stream at some point, removing the hashtag? I don't think I've done a C stream. The last C that I've coded was for the key map of my keyboard, and it's not really C. I mean, it is C, but it's a very specific domain of C that you just need to do function calls and stuff. So I feel like it's not like writing a full program. If you like C, I think you should consider Rust because you get a lot of safety at compile time. Talk about people liking weird stuff. Ray casting. Look here, what's the context of that? I think I remember reading something like Unreal is gonna, or maybe it wasn't Unreal, maybe just like games in general or some video card. Ray casting is gonna become the new norm. All right, so we create 3 instances. The battle button goes away. Then when we close one of these, it should come back. It does not come back. Oh, it doesn't come back. I see. Because of the order of this. This is num instance slots. This should know that there's one fewer instance slot. In fact, we could okay, there are 2 ways we do this. We could either pass in a force enable, or we could defer this. Yeah, maybe what we should do is rename this to closed instance slot async. And then put this here. Yeah. Okay, that should fix it. Make my map editor, how to do some ray casting, edit the height map and terrain mesh. Ah, I see. Well, in that sense, yeah, I guess I enjoy ray casting. I guess I was thinking ray tracing. What am I talking about? I spent the past 8 minutes wondering why my headphones refuse to connect. The wrong output selected. Ah, yeah. Yeah, Dark made the new map. All right, let's do this again. The close button. Yep, nice. It works. Okay, so now you can start a new battle. And who do we not have? The rogue, I guess. Yeah, when I close this, this pops up again. If we start another 2 battles, it should hide this button. Yeah, perfect. Does it fly in? No, it doesn't. It just appears. Okay, I think it's fine. Yeah, cool. I'm happy with that. Yeah. You've already given it away, Raimi. You fool. I'm going to unmod you for that. Hi, Raimi. Go back to lick your wounds in OpenGL. Yeah, something I've never tried is getting a game to work with multiple different renderers. Like, I imagine that's tough to do, and then you just get it working and you never touch it again, hopefully. Fix bug with start battle button. When you... So well, yeah. The bug was that if you ever got to 3 battles, it was permanently hidden. It needed to show up again when you went below 3 battles, which is only recently possible due to being able to close instant slots. Yeah, so do that. All right, so this is done. Build text needs an outline. Yeah, this is now more apparent because we have a lighter storeroom background. Yeah, see, Potato's got the right idea. Don't reveal any information. Actually, even built guild and everything. But it's especially obvious here. It's really hard to read that text. And even if you zoom in, it's like camouflage text. So the solution is really simple. Just add an outline. And they're signs, so I think they'll always be big enough where it won't be a problem, but I'm not actually sure. So we click this and we click, how do you get an outline? Theme overrides. I guess we could do it there. Outline size 5. Yeah, 4 or 5, doesn't really matter. What about the shadow? How does that look? Shadow the hedgehog. I don't even see a shadow. What is that doing? Turn off outline is obvious? No, I don't. Huh, what does that do? Maybe if I do it in label settings, it'll be obvious. Shadow, size, 10. Oh yeah, it has no color. Now there's a shadow. That's some beautiful looking text. All right, let's lower it. It should look better like that, yeah. Yeah, so here's another way we could do this. I think an outline is better in this case. Yeah, let's try them both. Add Skeleseller Discord to the command. Yeah, all right. The Skeleseller Discord is... I don't even know what the Skeleseller Discord is. I think I would find it through Twitter. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Hey, Kojen, what are you looking for with the UI? Okay, no, the shadow is not a good idea. I think this looks decent, but it's not great. Yeah, I think an outline would be much better. All right, well, we satisfied that curiosity. So just clear this and set the outline size to what? 4 or 5, something like that. Start with 4, see what that looks like. Oh, it doesn't update the already existing text? Okay. Well, we could just do load game, I guess. That doesn't work either? Huh, okay. Well, then I guess we'll do a quick game. Or maybe I didn't save or something, I don't know. Hey, no ref check. Download your alpha. I haven't watched too much of your latest streams. Do you have a tutorial coming with the next update for somebody who didn't play the games? Or wait for me to know what to do? So yeah, I don't recommend playing the previous alpha. That was one of the pieces of feedback we got, is that things weren't cleared up at the start of the game. So the tutorial is kind of like what you see here. First of all, you can't even move the camera. The only thing you can possibly do on the screen right now, other than, I guess, go to the options menu, is click this thing. So this is your sort of intro to the game is, oh, okay. Oh, I can hire adventurers. All right, then you click this and you see, I should probably click this character now. So it's a better intro. We have more to do. But yeah, this will let you hire an adventurer. And then once you have an adventurer, the character after 5 seconds is going to tell you what to do next. So yeah, now that you have an adventurer, send them in a battle, use the button at the top right of the screen. I got to make some of this stuff easier, but yeah, we're changing a lot of this. A blurred shadow? Hey, Anosa. I'm not sure if we could do that. And I also don't necessarily mind if we can't. Yeah, there's an offset, but I don't think there's a blur. It's okay. I think just an outline is probably good enough for now. Also, hey, Funky Monkey. Yeah, a new map. All right, let's see how this looks. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it does look bad when you're zoomed out. Although then again, there's really no way we could change that unless we had some custom text rendering that wasn't in world space. We'd have to change the size of the text due to where it is. We might actually want to do that eventually. Probably some on mouse hover visual indication that something's clickable, either outline or cursor, color, type change. Yeah, I agree. I think we have that somewhere. Okay, update. We should probably do this with every clickable element, even NPCs. We could outline them or something when you hover over them. I think that would help a lot. Conditional render, scale the text based on zoom. Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. I don't think I'm going to do that for this current checkpoint because it's just probably not worth the effort, but I think it's probably worth doing later. Consider rendering text differently. We should probably have controls that position and zoom themselves to world coordinates as opposed to labels that are in world coordinates by default. That way they always render crisply. Even sign text can look bad when at 1x zoom and 2x display scale. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think this is a stopgap. It's not going to look good when it's fully zoomed out. Although at least it's clear that there's text there, so you could zoom in. Also, the game starts you at a 3x zoom, and then everything should look pretty good. So you would at least, if you zoomed out, you'd at least be aware that you can zoom back in. Yeah, because this is what it starts you at, and this makes everything legible, I think, yeah. But yes, this could definitely look better. All right, so I wonder if the Guildmaster needs to nudge you about getting an adventurer. We don't have quest indicators or anything yet. Let's delete this. I already just finished this. I think we're just gonna check this in. It's just one change, right? Yeah. Add text outline to sign text. Conditionally show auto battling in the end screen UI. Okay, we have a game design question, which is how do you unlock auto battling? There could be a player-wide skill. So you have to do a quest first. There could be a quest. There could be a purchase. And it could be after some basic condition is met. Getting enough money, doing enough battles, or spending enough time in the game. So what's best here? I feel like it should be something you do so that you're aware of what you're doing. The problem with it being a player-wide skill is that you could always remove the skill point in this. So what we could do is we could just make it the first skill and every other skill stems from that one. Maybe you can auto battle in the forest once you've cleared it manually once. So the thing is, I don't want it to even show. Okay, let me show you the UI. So let's say you're over here, you've started the game, you win the first fight. As soon as you win the first fight, it would show up right there, so that there's basically no way for you to see auto battle not showing unless you started a new location and lost that fight. But I want to hide some of this complexity from new users. And I don't think it's a lot of complexity, but it's still like one more thing you need to understand. So if there's just a repeat battle button here, you could be like, oh yeah, I click that. That's fine. I understand. Yeah, so player-wide skill could work. We have the concept of prerequisites. So like you can't get cloning. If I click this once, it put a point into Swift Shoes. And if I right-click Swift Shoes, it takes it out of cloning. So we already have prerequisites and that like smart logic about adding to one thing and removing from another thing. So what we could do is we could put like auto battle as the first skill and then have everything stem from that. What are the downsides? The adventurers I've assigned to that breakout are stuck there until the battle concludes. Yeah, technically, but that's only because I haven't added a flee button yet. There is no downside to auto battling because there's no cost to battling. So I guess the only problem is if you lost this fight, then your characters didn't get any loot and you would need to wait for them to fully heal. But that's not really auto battling. That's just regular battling has that same thing. So yeah, no real downside to auto battling. Oh, that did not seem to work. Oh God. I didn't notice that until just now. This is bad. This would have put you in battle. We needed to heal you to full. Oh man, okay, that's a bug. Yeah. Bug. Let me just link directly to the code. That's end battle screen. This heal to full. Yeah. This line isn't working. Healing to full from auto battling isn't working. This line is never hit because you're considered to be in battle. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to put this in on auto repeat somewhere. I don't even know where this goes. Instances manager, on request repeat battle. Yeah, we need to know that it's an auto repeat, and in that case, fully heal your characters. What does that do? On request repeat. Yeah, I see. Yeah. I know what we're gonna do. Yeah. We should just put the healing right before the auto repeat thing and make sure they're not in battle at that point. Yeah. Okay, we can do that later though. This thing about a player-wide skill point. So you get skill points by completing quests. And we need to change the quest progression a little bit, but you get quests as soon as you've unlocked a certain item. Here, I don't even think we got the right item. So let me just get some of these things out of there. Yeah, there. Go workers, take care of these items. Okay, next, grant items. Cool, so that potion, the green one right there, this gives us our first quest. So you could accept this, but I don't think it should be your very first item can give you that quest. Your first point, you end up with 2 item displays. It doesn't have to be something you unlock very early on. As I think the answer to this question comes from what's the gameplay choice of choosing to do or not take the action? If it's planned to have a downside, the quest teaching player about auto battling makes sense to me. Teaching them when they might want to use the feature and when they might not want to. Yeah, I was gonna say there are a couple things we could do with that. Since quests are just like collect some items, I guess whoever gave that to you could tell you like you've unlocked auto battling. It'd be a special quest and that has a special reward. Alternatively, we could put a tooltip on auto battle just saying this will, oh, I mean, I guess there already is a tooltip. When enabled, this will automatically start new battles. It could say like after healing your characters to full. Yeah, Aloy. Since you're a first time chatter here, you might not know why I named my stream this way, but I just made merch and the other day I titled the stream, Look at My Shirt. I was wearing my Skeleseller shirt. Yeah, it is like a sale. We got to change how customers act, but I don't think it's going to happen in this change, in this checkpoint. I guess if it was your first point anyway, then it should just probably be the first quest that you get. But we don't have the concept of, I guess it could be an alchemist quest. How do rewards work right now? Quest, data. We just have a reward as in number of skill points awarded. We could have some like award enumeration. Something like, do you get points? Do you get some special ability? Has to fetch 3, which involves doing 3 fights manually. And the shopkeeper and guildmaster's like, do you know you can keep your adventure in the field? Yeah. Yeah. Still thinking of how I want to do this. Because when you start the game, it's going to look more like this. Yeah, you're going to have to build the alchemist. That's your first shop that you get. So we click build. We don't have money. We click build. And now your potion can be put in here and you can sell it. The first forest is only going to give you these potions, I guess. And if you had I feel like it should just be something you buy. Maybe, okay, how about this? What if the skill tree had stuff that cost points and stuff you could buy? I feel like that'd be confusing though. You wouldn't expect that to be all in a skill tree. First quest is just one of the first items. Do you unlock auto battle? Yeah, the only okay, here's the problem is the way quests work is they put them in this bin. So instead of you making the 3 gold off of the item sale, you actually sort of lose the 3 gold because you're getting rid of the item. So and there's no way of you choosing, okay, I want to put it here versus I want to put it in the bin. Well, there technically is, but players wouldn't discover that. So basically, whatever your first quest is, if it's like collect 3 potions, then you lose out on 9 gold to get auto battling. Granted, auto battling is great, but you might be like, oh, I don't understand how item sales work before I've gotten this quest. So the quest would probably have to involve items from a later instance. And then I don't think there's a problem. That's probably just okay. And we could even change the quest text and have it say something like, hey, have you ever noticed how tedious it is to I wouldn't say that, but have you ever noticed that you have to keep re-entering battles? Do we have any of these items? We don't. I need a bow. That'll work. Okay, so we get a quest. Yeah. In future game version, I'll eventually tell you where to find the item you need for the quest you're on. Yeah, this could say something like, by completing this quest, you'll unlock something. And the something would be the ability to auto battle. How about that 4th wall? Okay, so I'm leaning toward this. The alchemist would have the quest, and the second instance would have the item that you need. Hey, yo. And then we need some special text. We would need special text and a special reward. So is it worth coding that? Or is there a better way of doing this? So as a player, you need to battle enough to be able to take on the next location. Maybe you should have to pay to unlock the next location. Yeah, there should be some progress toward the next one. Maybe it takes a certain number of wins in the previous location, or maybe number of wins and cost to unlock. I think I kind of like this. I like the idea of you having to unlock all these other areas. I was thinking about this. We should probably ditch level from this place. Party size. Base. Okay, hold on a second. Party size. Where would you even see this though? I guess the portal itself you could click and it would show you the locations. Maybe this is the start battle button. And when you unlock the guild and you get your first adventure, it could just pan over to the portal and be like, hey, this is where you do battle. That could potentially work. Although I guess the portal is going to be littered with items at some point, so clicking it would be practically impossible. We could just make it spew items farther away so that they rarely cover the portal. Like the map is not conducive for that right now, but we could change it so there's more of a platform and the items get spread out on the path. But if that's a start battle button, then I guess we're going to need to put this into this UI. So it would say like forest, and then it would say unlock next location. You have to see what that is. There had to be some like location skill tree or something. Yeah, I think there would need to be a new UI for this. I think we would need a new UI for this. Yeah, this is all intertwined. And it all has to do with new player experience too. And I don't want to spend a ton of time on this, but I want to come up with something that's good. Right now, the way that it works is to unlock the next area, you just have to beat the previous area. And that's it. So it's very simple. There's nothing telling you that that's even happening. There's nothing. There are no other requirements. Hey, Hammer. So yeah, the way you start is you get your first adventurer and you start battle and you only have the forest available. Then when you win that, now you unlock the dungeon. When you win that, then you unlock the volcano, and so on and so forth. So at some point you end up with all of the different places you can fight in. I think I do want to change this. I also think I want to have it be a cost. And I think it would be something you do through the portal. Although you wouldn't have had to unlock the very first area. So yeah, clicking the portal would spawn a UI here. And you'd be able to customize this. See a locations thing. What we could do if we had that is we could start making it more like, let me show this Star Fox 64 map. We could have different paths you can go on. So instead of always doing forest, dungeon, volcano, whatever, you could choose which way you want to go through this tree. But if you do that, then there needs to be a way that you're actually making that decision. And I don't even know if Star Fox 64 did this. I don't know if they had some concept of easy, normal, hard. I think some maps were just harder and you didn't know until you got there. And in our game, if we did this, we could have special like boss fight areas. We don't have any bosses in the game right now. But if it were purely linear, I think that would feel a little bit worse, even if that's all you'd ever use anyway, is just the linear progression of this. Then again, it would be a lot simpler if it were linear. Had a difficulty show depending on the path you did take. You mean like the Super Nintendo Star Fox? Because I don't remember. I think Star Fox 64 at least looked like this on the map. Oh, maybe those colors rendered? I don't remember that. Yeah, I don't remember. Hit automation and the amount required spikes a lot. A skill point unlock. I mean, the only thing I don't necessarily like about it being a skill point is it's going to be the first skill point you get has to go into that. So it's almost like you should just unlock it through some other means. The other thing is your first skill point is just going to be given by a quest. So that the person giving it to you would have to be like, hey, the first skill you can get is auto battling. There is another thing we could do, which is it's just a skill in the tree, just like this is. It's not the prerequisite of everything else. And when you hover over it, you're like, oh, auto battling is a thing. And you just recognize that you want that and you get that. Yeah, lots of ways we can do this. Could also just have it be a passive. Well, no, this is probably stupid because then you'd have to micromanage your skill points. You'd be like, oh, I want auto battling, but now I want more money or something like that. We could just make it so that there are permanent skill unlocks that can't be undone. Then we need to teach the player about it at first. I still think a quest is probably the best way. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And you just unlock this ability and then you have it. So it should be the first alchemist quest. And I think clicking this should give you, clicking the portal could spawn it, but then we need items to not ever cover the portal. Oh man, it's dire. All right, well, good luck, Dels. So linear unlocks. The UI could just say something like, to unlock the next location, you need, there's some like progress bar, 4/10 forest wins, and then there's a like unlock button and it says 500G on it. So you can see your progress here, and then you can unlock the next location. I think if we didn't want it to be linear unlocks, then we would need to show you which items you get from a location or why you'd want to go there. And it's it's all really just items, I guess. You'd otherwise have to know about quests that exist there or something. Alternatively, there was the concept of not being able to spam locations in the past. I don't think we can do this now that auto battling is a thing, but that could also work. Yeah, there'd have to be some other reason for you to go to a location. I have a wild idea here. What if there were only a few locations and you upgraded them and then you couldn't go to prior ones? But then you could probably soft lock yourself. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. And I don't know how much of this is worth doing ahead of time anyway. I think it needs to be clear to you how you're getting new locations. And it's not currently. And making you unlock them would make it clearer, but then would also increase the complexity. Should we even do the quest thing about auto battling? The easiest way for now, for sure, would just be to put it in this UI. There's an auto battle button and you prioritize that because you know that it's important. I think that's probably what we should do for the first checkpoint. Yeah. Or I don't know what I just said, but for the next checkpoint, should probably just make it a skill in the player wide tree and maybe nudge players toward getting it. Yeah, and then I really need to think about why you go to different locations and whether the unlock path should be linear or a tree. Could do a trial to unlock an upgrade by proving you can handle it. The proving you can handle it though in an automated game is a little weird because like auto battling is just a checkbox, right? I think it could be cool if you had like some fire spell and you needed to be able to cast it in such a way that you hit enough enemies and then okay, you can use it. So now let's let you unlock it. But I think with things like this, it's probably a little bit harder. Okay, so let's go code this. We'll make a new player-wide skill. I don't even know where we put these abilities. Oh, they're player abilities, right? Yeah, which means that there's an ability ID thing here, and we must have things like cloning in here. Yeah, and we call it player cloning ability. Okay, so let's make something called like player auto battle. Why'd I put the word ability in there? Why did I do this? I don't know. I don't know why the word ability shows up, but I don't think I like that anymore. So let's just call it player auto battle. And then let's go look at how we coded any of these other ones. I guess, what's the most similar one? Maybe cloning. Player cloning. We'll call this player auto battle ability. Okay, having ability there I think is fine. Having it in the other thing is not fine. Although actually we didn't do that for... No, you know what? I'm deleting the ability. Player auto battle, yeah. All right, so this takes in this thing. Auto battling. Max level is 1. Okay, so unlock auto battling, which will allow you to automatically repeat a battle once your adventurers have healed to full life. Okay, we don't need that stuff. And then when the level changes, we need to either show or hide this button. And we need to do it even on battles that already exist. Otherwise, you're probably going to be confused. Yeah, because there's no way to prevent you from removing points for right now. All right, well, it shouldn't be too bad, I guess. So let's go start with the end battle screen. We have a way of showing or hiding auto battles, do we not? We don't have player abilities in here, which is unfortunate. And we have all these things that shouldn't be there. Where's auto battle? There's also the repeat timer, which we need to show and hide. We probably have a way of stopping this though, right? Auto repeat toggled. Yeah. So we need to say something like public, whoop, where'd that go? We need to say something like public void set is auto battle possible. So if it's not possible, then we turn off auto battle. If it, and we need to hide the display, I guess, to do hide the auto battle stuff. And if it is possible, we need to show the auto battle stuff. So it's not just a disabled thing, it just doesn't even show up. So what are the auto battle controls? There's the button, auto repeat button. There's a progress bar. I guess both those things need to be hidden. Visible equals that, and then the progress bar. Okay, I think that'll work. Need to turn it off. Yeah, I think this will work. So now something needs to call this when you do this. We get the town from something. Oh, I guess this. Okay, that's easy. Town dot, I guess, set auto battle possible. Did I ever use the word is? Set is auto battle possible. Set is auto battle possible. And this is just the level of this ability. How did we get this originally? Get level of ability ID. That's what I want. This is greater than 0. It means it's possible. Town does not contain. Oh, yeah, I didn't write that yet. Okay. We got to write this, of course. So we'll make this public and we'll do some things as auto battle possible, and just gd.print just say what this is there. That's fine. But then the reason you chose this, yeah, I have my answer in here of why not GD script. I would link this, but I actually, could I do this? Yeah, I can just drag it there. I was gonna say I don't want to ruin my clipboard right now. But there you go. That's my answer for it. Welcome in, Icon Fury. I think you were there when L:Q was streaming. And he commented on your name. Someone else had Eigen in their name. I don't remember. Anyway, it became a topic of discussion. And yeah, sure. All right, what is on my clipboard? Yeah, this. Yeah, so I want to call this when you change. No, we already did that. What we didn't do is add this to the skill tree. Skill tree. All right, so we have a shiny loot button. We're just going to add in a new, we're going to call this auto battling. Auto battling button. Why is your shirt like that? What do you mean like that? I'm just going to throw this here. The positioning doesn't really matter for right now. We need to change all this stuff anyway. I don't think it's even lined up though. I mean, I guess in that, to that extent it matters. What is the position? 31. And this is 31. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Like I said, don't care too much about the layout. I'll just move this to the side a little bit. Do we use these buttons anywhere? Shiny loot ability. Yeah, we do. All right, so this would be player auto battling. And it needs to be the auto battling button. Show game or I will leave again. I will show it in just a sec. Because we're trying to work on this skill thing. And I think it should show up in the tree. And I think it should print out. It just shouldn't actually make the controls work because I haven't connected to the battles yet. No, that doesn't even work. Set is auto battle possible. Did I name this differently? Oh my God. Oh, I know what I did. That's why. I had this on my clipboard because I was going to move this up to where the other public functions were. Yeah, there. All right. Let's take a look. So auto battle should be in the UI. Yep. Unlock auto battling, which will allow you to automatically repeat a battle once your adventurers have healed a full life. Okay, so if we enable this, it should print out set to true, set to false. Good. And then we just need to connect it to the battles. Oh yeah, so showing the game. So I'll show this very briefly for anyone who hasn't seen this. But this is Skeleseller. You are essentially like the mayor of a town, if you want to think of it that way. So you're going to build up your town. You're going to hire adventurers. You're going to make them do battles, which happens automatically. So you're not directly controlling or making your rogue slash the enemy or something like that. And then when they win fights, they get items, which you can then sell in your town. So here we have an alchemist shop, and they can go put this potion down. And then customers will flood out of this portal and come buy your items. So then you use this to upgrade your town, upgrade your abilities. So we have, oh yeah, I forgot to put that in there now. We can train our rogue and make it level 2 and get a skill point and win the fight even faster. Yeah, so what we're working on right this second is there is an auto battle feature that is just unlocked by default in the game, and I want to hide it behind a skill point. So instead of you being able to do this all the time, you would not see this control until you put a point into auto battle, which is what we're just about to connect. And that's something that I guess the instances manager should handle. And the end battle screen needs to listen somehow. Does it have access to the town? It does not. Do we listen for anything in here? We might do it over here, which is a little strange. Do we have the town here? We don't save it. I'm beginning to think we should just save it. Two Dorks, thanks for the resub. Welcome back. Happy half year, subiversary. We need to listen to something that will know that yeah, okay, fine. Here's what I'm gonna do. All right, we're gonna save this. Private town equals null. Always happy to support. Always happy to be supported. I kid, of course. How are you doing, Two Dorks? All right, so now that we save this off, now we can go get a signal here for you just made auto battling possible. Public on auto battle possibility changed. How do we write that better? On auto battle capability changed, I think. Yeah. That's much better. Okay, and then auto battle is possible. We just put this here. Invoke it with is auto battle possible. Okay, this takes in a bool. And now the instance manager can listen for that. Motivation's up today. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I did a whole lot yesterday, and I feel like it did not advance Skeleseller as much as it should have. Like it was mostly other things I needed to do in life. And I am really, really feeling the time pressure. We have 9 days until I want to launch the next version of this game. So I want to spend, I did work on the music. I think I finished the music. I could show the end of this. I forgot about that. This was like one of the major things I did. Let me load this up. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's like 1 minute and 45 seconds long at this point. So I'm just going to play the ending little bit of it starting here. Yeah. And that's it. Think the title of the stream is outdated? What is the title of the stream, APX? Please do share. I can't do the art. That's definitely not something I can do. But the music, I really struggled through. I think a lot of it is that I have an idea in my mind and it's usually simpler than what I need to have it be. So I need to end up adding more things and like counter melodies, and I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I think there's like a little bit of polish we maybe need to apply, but I'm very happy with this. And I think the ending works pretty well. And then it fades out. That's what this little thing is here. And then that's it. We just don't play music for a few minutes and then have it fade back in with some other tune. Actually, the whole having it fade back in is something I should probably have considered a little bit more. Yeah, I probably need some like sort of ignorable intro. The first couple seconds are not melodically interesting. Otherwise, you'll lose the motif that plays. Yeah. Okay, well, whatever. That's a problem for future me. This is a problem for current me, and it actually might have already been solved. So let's go try that out. Oh, but we need to know if this should have shown in the first place. Also, what's the problem here? Town does not exist in the current context. Oh yeah, it's underscore town. And that should fix that. Yeah. Yeah, good. But we don't hide this properly. We do initialize with the town. We have this. We need to get whether auto battling is possible. So where does that come from? It comes from the player's abilities. Is auto battle possible? Is player abilities. There it is. Player abilities dot get level it's not gonna make this actually make sense. Auto battle is greater than 0. Yeah, there. Okay, so then in the end battle screen, we want to set that. Yeah. Set is auto battle possible. There. All right, that should do it. Anyway, what I was saying before all that is I have been working on the game as much as possible, and there's just more to do. So now I can hopefully ditch music for a little bit. I still want to keep it up. I'm starting to work on the intro theme. Is this working? No. I would need to select an actual instrument for it to work. Yeah. I want to work on the intro for the title screen, and then I need to work on other town themes. And I've got some ideas at least. Okay, so if we win this, we should not see auto battle. Perfect. But then we put a point in it and it should show up. Okay, the progress bar also shows up, which we actually don't want. Set is auto battle possible. Should just hide this. Okay, so ignoring that, if we turn this on and then disable the skill, it does not start a battle, right? No, it does not. And if we turn this back on, okay, I think this will work. I just changed this right here. But yeah, I think this will now function properly. We technically should start multiple battles if we're going to do this. That way we can see it function in all of these. Yeah, so auto battle appears. We click this. We click this. We start it again. We do this. It starts again from 0. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, great. That's it. Now you can unlock auto battling. Now, what happens if you started an auto battle and then turn it off while it's going on? So I click this here. It says cancel auto battle, but if we just speed this up, what happens at the end of it? Is it going to repeat the battle? I don't think so. And then if I start this, what happens? It's broken now. So it must have caused an issue. Yeah. Yep. Cannot access the disposed object. Set press no signal. Yeah, I know what's going on. It's right there. So this should be auto repeat and town.is auto battle possible. Because otherwise this button won't exist. That doesn't sound right. Disposed object. Oh, I understand what's happening here. We never disconnect the signal. Oh, no, that's a different problem then. So wait a second, then this would be enabled, but you wouldn't have auto battling. So we turn it off here. Yeah, okay, this is fine. This is fine. All right, the problem we need to fix is this. We need to dispose this. There is no dispose. Okay, well, let's go fix that. How do you remain consistent? You mean in streaming or in just working on the game? Because I'd say the majority of the work while I'm streaming, and staying consistent with streaming is just having a schedule and following it. So in my mind, it's like a non-negotiable. When it's a stream day, if I have the energy, I will stream. If I'm sick or anything, then I'll take time off, but I feel like everyone should do that. Anything really. So the way I look at it is you stay consistent with habits and you form habits with some amount of motivation, but motivation will fade. Habit should stay, I guess. And then you should also be building up some amount of discipline too. I think if you're having trouble being consistent about things, it's that there's no consequence for sort of failing to be consistent. So let's say you have a job and you work 40 hours a week and you don't go into work on time every day. You'll probably at some point have some punitive action be taken, right? Your boss calls you into your office and says, hey, you got to come in on time or something bad will happen. I don't know. And that's where you start to become more consistent because you're like, oh, there's an external consequence. I think when it comes to something that you're personally motivated to do, that's a more intrinsic form of motivation. And you have to ask yourself, why are you motivated to do this? And yeah, what happens if you fail? And what are the consequences you sort of apply to yourself? And maybe it's just some pride you take in doing a job well, and that your pride is hurt afterward. That's a consequence. You sure it's kind of hypnotic? Next word. Yeah, I don't know if that helps answer what your question is. Let me know if it doesn't. I can try to give it another stab. All right, end battle screen. Go to whatever the first private function is here. Okay, so got to disconnect listeners. The only listener we want to disconnect is, what's it called? Oh, we don't save the town, so we can't do this. Yeah, we would need to save it. Save this here. Cool. Do this. Good. And then here we disconnect this. All right, I think that'll fix the problem. I'm glad I tested this out. Hey, Stilly. So you built discipline by defining consequences or failing to stick to the things you want to do. It's not necessarily defining them. I guess you could think of it that way. Here's what I interpret the motivation of the question as being is, hey, I am not as consistent as I'd like to be. I'd like to get more consistent. So think about where you're not consistent and what would have to happen to make you be consistent. And it's like, hey, what if someone else were to like pay you to do that thing? And if you didn't do it, then you wouldn't get paid. You'd be like, oh, that might be a way. That's not a realistic way, but that's something that could work, right? You're like letting someone else down by not doing this thing. And I know I framed this all from the negative perspective of there are consequences, but I guess the other thing is you could be rewarding yourself if you completed it. If you've ever heard of the book Atomic Habits, I think that's a good thing to read for this. Maybe check your local library and see if they've got a copy. And it's a relatively quick read, and they talk about how pretty much if you're trying to reinforce behavior, make sure it's as easy as possible, that you're rewarded for it, that it's top of mind for you. And if you want to make something hard, that it's as hard as possible. You're not rewarded for it. It is hard for you to even think about those sorts of things. And it's like when you start thinking about it that way, it does make a lot more sense. The audiobook is wonderful too. Yeah, I don't recall if I probably listened to the audiobook. Yeah, but I think that, the problem with any self-help book is for some people it's transformative, and for other people it's like, that book sucked. Because the actual advice is usually a couple of paragraphs and the rest of it is medicine to help it go down. I think it was a great book. I think if you go into it with a sort of giving it an honest shot and take notes on it and everything, I think it'll help address what I assume are consistency issues. Okay, so we got to do the same thing we just did. We got to win this. We got to go into that and that and that, and then turn this off. Good. And then we shouldn't have seen any errors. Good, we don't. And then we also should not see any problems here. We can speed this up. And then I should be able to turn on auto battle. Yeah, nice. I think this is working. Okay, so consequence of having the skill point not be permanent is you can turn this off at some point and be like, oh, now I want to increase the amount of loot I can get. So technically at the beginning of the game, you might be like, oh, I'm going to have auto battle off and keep toggling between these two things. And it's like, all right, fine. For right now, yes, that's a problem, but not a big deal. Most self-help books require you to take action. If you don't do that, it's not going to get you anywhere. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're self-help, but not help books. Oh, yeah, Kesha, sorry. I should probably make that a little clearer. Yeah. Technically, the site also gives you notes and code sometimes, but I want to make those fully public too. Don't forget about the cancel auto battle button. Yeah, there's one little bit about that though, but I don't think this is a... Oh, what just happened there? I could have sworn I did not have a skill point at all. I wasn't paying attention though. Anyway, you could turn off auto battle over here and then turn it back on. And I think at the end of this fight, it will still be on. But yeah, possibly as soon as you right click this, it should cancel it. Do I want to do that? Auto battle. Where's the cancel button? Huh, where is the cancel button? Is it in here? There it is, cancel button, yeah. So when you disable this, we don't get a town with this thing. Yeah, when you disable this, we could say that it's disabled in here too. Could just turn auto battle off. Where's that? Press sets it to invisible. And then disable auto repeat. Yeah, I think you're right, Sockton. I don't think there's any way around this. I can't justify that that shouldn't show up. So now we got to make it not show up. All right, well, there are a couple ways we could do this. One is the same way we just did it with the end battle screen, which is pass in the town, have this thing listen to it. I think that's probably the most reasonable. It just means that this needs to have access to the town, and this does not. Alternatively, this could come from a different location, but yeah, fine. Let's do this. Town, town, town. All right, so we'll write to do, add in listener, and dispose of it later. And then for the instance slot, we got to go change this. Whoop, that was supposed to be there. All right, go back to this to do item, and the listener is going to be that. And if it is not possible, yeah, if it's not possible, then we want to disable this thing. Is auto battle possible? All right, what are we doing? We're just hiding that button. Cancel auto battle button. I guess just private void cancel auto battle. Yeah, so this will do this. This will also do this. This will go away. And this gets this code. All right, so that's easy. Now we just need a dispose function, which we don't have, but the end battle screen has it, so we can just take it from here. Yeah. Oh, we don't say the town. Oh my God. Of course. Yeah, do that. All right, now what is the name of this called? Set is all. Yeah, that's all fine. It's working. Hey, Matt. It's actually kind of trippy. All right, and then let's give Sockton a point. And let's try it out. So we win a battle, grant a point, put auto battle on, repeat the battle, and then turn this off, and it hides the auto battle thing. Yeah. We should probably try that again without that being on and just make sure there's no issue here. That cause any problems? Nope. Yeah, good. All right. Well, that is now hidden behind a skill point. If we decide in the future that it shouldn't be a skill point, then all we're going to change is this right here. Is auto battle possible? It just won't come from your skills. It'll come from somewhere else. Actually, it could even still be a skill. It could just be something that doesn't show in the UI. Yeah. Didn't think about that, but that's not a problem for right now. Yeah, looks good. Yep, 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 yep. Yeah, cool. All right, so start the game without auto battling. It's now a player-wide skill, at least for checkpoint 3. Yeah. Enabling it and disabling it while battles are running should properly set the state of any battles or results screens. Okay. So back to game design for a second. Is that what I want in the end of the game as well? That you just get it with a player-wide skill? Because, like I said, I feel like the game sort of requires you to have this. So you're always using a skill point for that, but it makes it seem like it's a choice. I think what we should do is just make this be a permanent unlock. Yeah, easy was. Do we have that word in here, permanent? No, that's not good. Did I really never do that? I could have sworn I wrote some things here about this. Oh man, maybe player skill. Is it in here? Oh, you know, we should change that too. Oh my God. Okay, change skill buttons so that there are explicit plus and minus buttons. Yeah, that's another little player knowledge thing that we need to do. Ah, here it is. Non-refundable player-wide abilities. I should write keyword permanent because that's what I searched for. All right, non-refundable skills are skills that can't have points removed from them. I don't know for sure that we'll even want these, but if we do, it'll be good to know what work we have to do. Some scenarios I have is for game-changing abilities like build a new shop or get more item displays. If auto battling is still in the player-wide skill tree, then that should probably be a permanent skill. I could see someone wanting to play super active for a bit and take off auto battle just to put a point into something else. Yeah, I think that's bad because I think that's a level of micromanagement that you shouldn't have to think about. And technically, even if you want to have auto battle on, you might still do this. Here's an example of this. No, wait, you wouldn't be able to do this, I guess. Well, anyway, yeah, you might still decide you want some of these other things and then you're going to manually manage battles and then, yeah, turn on auto battling. And an easy solution without having permanent skill unlocks, but still having auto battle sort of be required is just make everything a prerequisite or make everything have this as a prerequisite. So if you picture some like, I don't know, Diablo 2 skill calculators where I always kind of go to here. But yeah, imagine that it looks something like this. This is auto battle and you can't unlock any other skills without getting it. All right, next. So location unlocks. I want to write this as a game design thing for somewhere. Hey, unknown. Game design issue, location unlocks. We should probably require the player to take some action to unlock the next location or a new location. Perhaps clicking the portal is the best way to spawn this UI. But then we need to make it so that items can't cover the portal. Questions. How do you pick which location you want to unlock? Are location unlocks linear or tree-based? Why would you even want to go to different locations? Higher or like stronger enemies? Actually, it's not even stronger enemies. It's literally just, yeah, the only reason right now is different items. And even then, it's only for quests and for item values increasing. And then how do you, or like what are the prerequisites for unlocking new locations? Leaning toward some number of wins in another location and then a purchase cost. I think that at least the purchase cost should be there. I don't remember. Was the fact that you can only have one of a specific class a done deal, or is that still in deliberation? I feel like giving that choice might be conducive toward replayability. I guess technically nothing's a done deal, right? If we determine that, hey, the whatever, something's not working, like auto battling is just a bad idea for the game, we could just remove it. So I think it's the same thing with classes. And the original Final Fantasy 1, had this concept of unique classes. They all played differently. Where's the, yeah, this selection screen. They had unique classes, but you could pick 4 fighters if you want, or 4 white mages or something like that. And sure, there's probably an ideal party composition, but yeah, some people do challenge runs. And also, you just might like a different party from other people, and you're probably not going to even play the game multiple times as a casual player, so you'll never know what the other ones are like. And then you and your friend, when you meet up, can talk about the different choices you made. I do kind of like that idea of like, yeah, why should we stop you from having 7 clerics if you want 7 clerics? There are some problems. I think the biggest problem is balance. There's right now, I don't know how many combinations there are, but yeah, like right now, let's say there are X combinations. If we allow for duplicate party members, there'd be whatever, like X to the some power, I don't know, combinations. And how do you balance those? How do you make sure there's no issue there? Why pick 7 classes when you can just have 1 mage? There are other smaller problems that are all addressable, which is that we only have 1 design per class. We could fix that, of course. You need to be able to differentiate within a class. So probably just add character names or something like that. Add more sprites. And I guess the other kind of smaller problem is skill trees are very small. So the characters would probably be quite similar. Why you want to destroy the game with 7 mages? Yeah, I do think balance is a big problem. The other thing to consider here too is that actually this is maybe not exactly insurmountable, but here's what I was going to say, which is you have typical roles in a game. You typically have like damage dealer, tank, and healer, and then a combo of some of those, right? Maybe all 3 of them, maybe just 2 of them. So now let's look at some of the damage dealing roles in the game. We have like archer, mage, and we have rogue. They're different enough right now, but if all you've determined is that you need a damage dealer, you'll just pick the one that's the highest for your situation and then stack all of that class. And maybe that's a fun choice you're making. Maybe it's not a fun choice. I don't know, but I think it'd be cool to just have 15 different characters and you pick at any given time the 3 or 4 you want for each battle. So it's not set in stone, but I think it would be very tough to do. Okay, so anything else? Gotta think how we're gonna do that. Okay, next up is change skill buttons so that they're explicit plus and minus buttons. And we need to do this everywhere. So what is this thing? This is a skill button. And same thing in the skill tree, I really hope. Skill container. Mod 1 is a skill button. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so what's a good UI for this? I think it could be a minus button and then the skill name and skill level / skill max level / max level, and then a plus button. And that way it's very obvious how you do this. And we can still keep the left click and right click stuff. So I think what we need to do is, yeah, we code this. Keep the left click and right click stuff and just don't explain it anymore. And then change any tooltips or gray text, gray explanatory text in the UI. It should be clear if we do this. Have characters roll their abilities when you hire them, so you have to somehow get the good archer. This one doesn't have a bow, and this one doesn't have arrows. This one has a bow and arrows and no eyes. They all do nothing. All games approach this a little bit differently, and I have actually seen some games where you have to like roll your character at the beginning, and it usually involves some knowledge that you wouldn't have at the very beginning of the game. Although in this case, this is a suggestion people have had, is like, yeah, could you have an archer and it has, let's say, 5 abilities, or 5 possible abilities, but choose 2. And this is sort of how the characters work in this game. So you actually want to hire lots and lots of different people. There was a choice level. Well, we could always change how you get those choices. In fact, maybe you just have all the possibilities from the very beginning or something. Or maybe you pay to unlock them, or maybe there's certain quests to unlock them. That's another thing that maybe we could consider here. I don't know. There are so many questions. I feel like there's no clear answer. And it's not until you've tried this out and you've tested what works and what doesn't work. Maybe we need to do something else. Maybe we could gate class unlocks behind boss battles or something. Or just town unlocks. You can't build the blacksmith until you've completed the forest chain of dungeons. That could be kind of cool. Okay, well, skill button. Let's go change this. So the button is literally just one button, right? Yes. It cannot be one button anymore. This is going to be an involved change. I should probably take a break before I do this. Yeah. Where I left off, about to start the skill button stuff, which will probably be somewhat involved. Hopefully it's not terrible. Yeah, I at least I can envision a path through it. I think that's all we need at the beginning. But yeah, I'll take a quick break. Is it jump time? It's jump time. All right. I'm seeing some different names in the top 3. Ember, that was your first third place win. And Z-Wubs and Unknown have both come in first and second before. But good job. GG. Close the game. Okay, skill button stuff. Let's go change this. People might be wondering, why am I even working on this if we have to prep for something that's 9 days from now, the launch? And it's because we got a bunch of feedback and there were... Oh, did I write this down somewhere? I think I did. Let me show you. Conclusions. Yeah, this. I think this document is where I compiled all the feedback. Feedback summary. Okay, so lots of people had resolution and font problems. We've addressed that. Oh, the refresh rate thing. We got to address that still. I haven't done that yet. Let me write that down. In fact, let's maybe do that after this. Address the refresh rate issue. Okay. Wanted more to do in the game. I don't necessarily have an answer for that yet. Crashes. I fixed at least one of these. Wanted more replayability. I don't actually think this is a problem. I'm not going to go into why. So confused about how to get skill points, how adventure skills are having impact, quest availability, etc., etc. One of these things was this. Yeah, couldn't figure out how to respec. Like people wanted a way to change their skills and didn't know that you had to right-click a button to do so. So this is one of those things where it's like, hey, this will just not be confusing after we have explicit buttons to add and remove points. And that's it. It just won't show up as feedback again because people will just clearly understand the UI, I think. So I will be quite happy with that. Hey, Zara, thank you. Although, how would you know if you didn't look at it? All right, so we're going to change this. Going to add an HBox container here and then make this the root and call this a, I guess it's not really a skill button anymore. Well, we'll call it skill button anyway. Okay, so there are actually going to be 3 buttons under here. There's going to be the remove points button. This is just going to be a minus. Going to have the add points button. This is going to be a plus. And then we have the skill button itself. So let's save this. Let's move the script that we have here, which I assume is just called skill button. Yes, we're going to delete this and we're going to move it up to here. Then we're going to look at this thing. This is now going to be an HBox container, which means it probably should just be a control. And then we need to go change everything. So this has 3 buttons now. Private button, remove points button, then the add points button, and then the like main skill button, I guess. So left click and right click pressed. This is not what we want to call these things anymore. At least I don't think so. This stopped working. Okay, well, let's cut out of this, and then restart all of VS Code. We have it over the button up. You know what I was thinking is buying a green version of the shirt so that it just shows the logo and I'm just hovering there otherwise. I'm not even sure if green was one of the options. Although I don't know if I would actually get that knowing that I stream. So this is on skill left clicked, which is really just add points, right? Yes. Okay, so this is kind of a dumb delineation to have here. What about skill tree? On skill left click. Yeah, this is dumb. Okay, we're going to rename these things. This is going to be called added point. And this is going to be called removed point. Although I don't think that's even correct. Yeah, this might not be possible to add and remove points. Try add point, try to add a point, try to add point. Add, try, I don't know. I don't know how to suggest that this is not a guarantee that you added a point. It's more like try to add point. Sure, whatever, there, fine. Yeah, try to remove point. Hey, Goose. Pretty close to a green screen. You can always just change your chroma key to be whatever your current shirt is. That way you're never visible. All right, one of the other things we have to do here is rename the stuff about left and right click in the code itself, in the skill trees. All right, so try to add point, try to remove point. We tried changing the text of this. This is going to give the main button. Update label is just going to do. I'm glad we encapsulated this because this is exactly why you encapsulate things, so the details of the class can change without affecting callers. All right, so we have tried to add point, tried to remove point, and then we need that for these buttons as well. So this is going to be in ready. And we should probably enable and disable these things properly. Probably enable and disable all of the add/remove buttons according to how many points are in the skill and how many are available. We could get smart about this too. When it comes to prerequisites, the way this works is you have something like a prereq skill, and let's say this is at 0 out of 1, and then you have a skill that this goes to. So this is some like main skill, and let's say this is at 0 out of 1. So there'd be these plus buttons and minus buttons on these. And we could disable this if you only have one available skill point. So this would be enabled, but this one would be disabled because you can't get both skills. But I think that would be possibly annoying to do. But it is a level of polish that I think would be nice to have. It's just, yeah, it's just annoying, that's all. All right, so override ready. And we get all of the buttons. And then the remove points button dot pressed plus equal, what is it? Tried to add point. And add is, or try to remove and try to add, yeah. Okay. That's the most basic thing. This might actually just work already, but we have other things we need to do. Well, let's try it out. It might also fail to build. Yeah, autocomplete is done by Copilot, yep. Yeah, so updating the labels is not working because we're probably trying to set the text directly, I'm guessing. Node not found main skill button. Main skill button. Oh, because it's not called main skill button. It's called skill button. Let's call it main skill button. I think that's fine. Yep. Sure thing, Andrew. All right, how's that? Yeah, so now they jut out from the UI. That's something we can fix pretty easily. All right, so if we click the plus button, it puts a point in. We can't put more points in. Click the minus button, it removes them. Click this, it doesn't work. Why doesn't that work? Oh, because we have the pressed events on the wrong thing now. Ooh. Yeah, all right, let's search for this. Do we have a left and right click button? We don't. Drat. Okay, so this needs to be a button that, oh man, that's what skill button was. A button that works differently based on left and right click. And then encapsulate that in there. All right, well, we're doing this. This, by the way, is me upholding the bricklaying tenet. We got these tenets, and I mentioned this. Every step toward finishing the game needs to be done at some point. So it's okay if things take longer than I expect. Just enjoy the journey. We got to go make an extra button now. It's not fun. Who cares? But we got to do it. So we'll save this. I guess we need a scene associated with this. We don't necessarily do. We could just attach it to any button that we want. Oh, I don't know how you do that. Let's find out. Add points button dot set script. Yeah, we have a set script. So there must be a way to load. Yeah, there's a way to load it. Okay, so then let's go make a new thing inside of UI probably. Yeah, so we have game options. Let's just save this as button with both clicks, or button supporting both clicks. Maybe I'll just say all clicks, and we just don't happen to need middle click yet, but I could certainly do that. Yeah, we'll call it that. All right, so button supporting all clicks. a button with events for more than just left click. So what we want now is to take what used to be in skill button, so just copy paste all of that and put that in here. There. And then we need Godot, right? We don't need this. We don't need an update label in here. We just need this thing. Except event doesn't exist in the current scope. Oh, because this needs to be a public partial class button. Yeah. Okay, that's it. So now the skill button is that. So we could set the script on that button. We need to be a button supporting all clicks. This won't really work. Can it do a load here? What is it, resource loader? Res, where is this thing? Source / UI / button supporting all clicks. Possible null reference argument. I don't know if this is going to work. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so that can get deleted. And then what we need to do is main skill button dot on left click is try to add point, and on right click is try to remove point. The name does not exist in the current context. What? It's right there. No, somehow that's different. It says male skill. Oh. Oh, I'm a smart cookie. All right, left click. It's not even called that. Left click pressed and right click pressed. All right. Maybe the AI did that. Maybe we can blame that. And not me. All right, well, that broke a bunch of stuff. Unable to cast object of type button to button supporting all clicks. Yeah, I don't know how you do this. We need to do this as button supporting all clicks. Possible null reference assignment. Can we do that? I don't know. I'm trying something kind of weird. We could just make a new scene if this doesn't work. Because, yeah, I have no idea. No, that still doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know how you would have done this. When you just change get node button supporting all clicks. The thing is, it's not a button supporting all clicks, though. I would need to give it a certain... Oh, wait, I could give it a script. Oh, man, I could just do this. I don't need to do anything special here. Okay, my bad. Yeah, I just do that, and we're done. There we go. Now we go back to the code we had. Thank you, Duck. Okay, still breaking. Hey, Ski. Ski Duck. You haven't seen the VS Code speech thing? It's pretty nice. You can say something like, write code here that makes Matt seem like a great person. Sure. I got the wrong Matt. There we go, accept. Cannot instantiate the script. Yeah, I don't care about that anymore. I think we finally got this now. Although there's still other work we need to do on this same feature. Yeah, nice. Okay, so now we need to debug grant points. Left click adds, right click removes. Clicking, all these buttons are overlapping, so we can't do that. Here, this is not overlapping. That works. Okay. Seems like, not is. Nice. What about this? Good, good. Yep, cool. Everything's working. All right, next up, we need to know how many points you have in this skill. We get the level here. I guess update label is really update level. Is that correct? Update label, player abilities, update label, player abilities. Yeah, every time this happened is when we... I guess update level could just call update label. Because this is technically not that the level changed. Why do we do this? Oh. So this is update level. Yeah. Now we have one more place where this is done. This is update the label, but this is because the level might have changed. Is that what's happening? Character selected. What is this? Yeah, this is on level changed. I think what I did is kind of dumb. All right, let's just keep it as update label, and then we'll just keep track of the level and set the remove buttons disabled state correctly. Oh wow, that was easy. I didn't even have to do anything there. You write tests, or more generally, what do you write tests for? I have not been writing tests. The way I look at this is we have like way more tasks to do than we have time to do them. And I think tests are really good when you have a lot of regressions that you might have had, or you have a customer base that won't be happy with regressions. So I think we're going to need to start focusing on tests once the game is launched and we have saves, and we could be breaking those saves. Like we're going to need to probably add some tests for that. But otherwise, it's just like there's just not enough time to, even if I were blitzing through not writing tests, to even make the game. Yeah, I guess the way I look at this is sort of like, think of what your MVP is, and it's some number of features and quality and whatever else. But the whole thing it represents is something people actually want. And if you don't know that you have something people want, then tests are potentially all just going to get deleted anyway. The other thing I think is that you could get to a point in your development cycle where not having tests is slowing you down. Maybe you are introducing a regression every single week, at which point I think then tests become a priority. Okay, what have we here? So we don't know how many skill points you have available, but I think we would want to do that too. Public void updated number of skill points available. There. And now we need to call this from each skill tree. How do we do that? Here it is. Update available skill points label. Yeah, so we technically need to update every single button that we have. How do we do that? Get skill buttons have mods, I guess here. Wait, no, how do we get all of them? Oh, this is how you get all of them. Okay, so for each skill button, does it know how to complete the rest of this, I wonder? It thinks we just have these here. We don't, do we? No, we don't. Oh, but this takes in an index. We don't have a way of just updating every single button? I guess not. Hmm. I guess we did it this way. All right, well, anyway, it'd be skill button. Dot update. I'm going to write a function for that. And this is going to be, how many skill points do you have? Num available skill points. That's how much. Because that's the skill tree. Now we need to do the skell tree. Do we have a way of iterating over all of your buttons here? I guess I just never had a need to do this. Yeah, I guess we just never needed to. Huh. Okay. Well, anyway, when you update the available skill points, we need to do this here. Ability ID to button. Oh, that's easy. And that's also easy. Well, would you look at that? Nice. Yeah, you've got a skell tree and you've got a skill tree. I'm probably gonna end up renaming it. Or at least respelling it. Okay, so what do we just do? Oh yeah, when you grant points. Okay, so these buttons are disabled now. And when you grant a point, the plus buttons become enabled. You grant it and they become disabled, and this one becomes enabled. Cool. That's working correctly. And then adventurer skills should also work the same way. Yeah. Nice. Now these buttons are pretty tiny. So I think what we should probably do is increase the size of their labels. How do we even do that? Font size, here it is. I don't want it to get too much bigger. I think 32 is good. And then here, I mean, if we also set this to 32, it would be very, very large. I think 24 is probably good. The widths are different though. I kind of wanted the widths to just match. But then we increase the size of this too. I don't want the height to go up. Can we just set clip or something? Clip contents on. That does not do what I want. How do we fix this? I don't know. We should probably just make it a sprite or something, or a texture. And that way it can just have a width that I want and not the height. When are they snapshotted for a battle? And does that matter? And why not just allow folks to purchase a reset skills potion? They're snapshotted at the beginning of a battle. And why not have something that they purchase to do that? We could. I thought this was like the nicest way of doing respecializations, which is you can just do it whenever you want. And I think it leads to good amounts of experimentation from players. Because I think here's the issue that a lot of games have is it's really hard to balance the cost of respecializing. Either it's so expensive that you can't do it at the beginning of the game, or it eventually becomes so cheap that like why even have a price to do it? I think like Diablo 2 actually did it pretty well. You essentially get 3 for free, and then you need a special item that's like semi-rare, let's say. So you don't just find this naturally. You would have to go out of your way to get it. But also respecializing represented quite a lot of work in Diablo 2. You had like 90 plus points, and clicking 90 plus buttons is probably not that fun. So if they had you do it often, it would probably be annoying. You respec out of combat, then you take action, and you know that your new skills and talents take into account in the new battle. Yeah, in this game, you would just have to know that they're not taking account until you start a new battle. That's all. Now, first 10 levels, you can respec all you want for free. Then after that, it costs a decent amount of money. Yeah. And then you have to count on there not being enough inflation in the game where it's like, oh, every player has 1,000,000 gold and respecs cost 10. And it's like, oh, okay. It's like there's no cost again. So I just don't think, I feel like this is a very casual game. If you feel like respecing, you can respec. And who knows, maybe we consider that to be a problem eventually and we put a cost to it. I think that'd be okay. All right, so it seemed like everything was working here. Yeah, basically no cost for in-game players. Yeah, and like World of Warcraft, when it originally launched, the cost I always felt was like too high to justify. Also, they did something kind of weird in the original WoW. They had it so the cost was 1 gold, then 5, then 10, and so on and so forth up to 50. And I think it was like every month you didn't use this feature, it went down by 5 gold, down to 10 gold minimum or something like crazy like that. Where it was like, oh man, I'm penalized for respecializing multiple times. And people people were a little upset by this. They ended up changing it. Will only take effect on the next battle or next time you go through the portal and start a new adventure. It takes, so any player-wide skills take effect immediately. Hang on, first let me shrink this back down to something that makes sense here. I guess the more we shrink that, so we want the first, so 26 is what we want to set this to. And then this one, I guess, just something slightly smaller to try to match the size. Yeah, so a little weird. Maybe we should use an EM dash instead of a hyphen, actually. Anyway, player-wide skills. So if you take a look at this, as soon as you put a point in something, so watch the portal, we put a point in cloning and we get a skeleton. Put another point, we get another skeleton. We right-click, that skeleton gets deleted. We right-click, the other one gets deleted. Swift shoes, same thing. You'll just watch the characters move faster. And then if I right-click all the points, you watch them move slower. So all this stuff just takes effect immediately. So with auto battling, the way it works is as soon as you put a point into it, you get the UI for it. And if you turn it on and remove the point, you lose the UI for it. So these you see take effect immediately. The player skills are only at the beginning of the next battle. And some of them are obvious enough where I guess you'd just be able to tell eventually. I should probably write somewhere in the UI that skills only take effect in the next battle. Add a tooltip to, well, maybe add a tooltip to the minus and plus buttons. Add a tooltip to skills in the adventurer skill tree to say that skills only take effect for new battles. Do you foresee there being enough skill points to buy everything? I'm not really concerned about balance just yet. In my mind, that's a balance problem. Like right now, you can only get to level 10, so you only have 9 skill points, and you have 20 that you could put in. So you can only pick roughly half of your total abilities. And that's just how it is right now. Who knows what it'll be like eventually? Who knows if we'll eventually add in maybe mods for even your main skill, and then you have 6 choices. But that's something that is easy enough to, like, that's not a system problem. You could just make it so that you could level up another 5 times or something. Okay, I don't want there to be space between these buttons. I think that's the next thing I want to do. So let's set this to 0. Yeah, I like the new map. That seemed to have taken effect immediately, which means I started from here. I don't usually do that. Oh, the tooltips are broken now. It's not ever hiding the tooltip. In fact, how did that even show? It was only when I clicked it. What? Where do tooltips get added on buttons? Oh, I don't know. Tooltip. Show an update tooltip on hover ability. Hover ability is first skill label. Oh, yeah, that's fine. But then there's mouse entered on the skill button. Does this have a mouse entered? It does. So why isn't that working then? Skill button, skill button. Yeah, why isn't that working? I wonder if it's because buttons themselves are taking the mouse entered event. And do I need to propagate that upward? How reload problem? Oh, maybe. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Let me just close out of this. No, it's not a hot reload problem. Okay. Yeah, I think it might be the buttons are consuming those events because they show when I click, but then they don't hide. Yeah. Could we... How is... Oh, I think I know what we'd have to do. Yeah, I think I know what's going on. I think it's that the buttons are consuming it and that the container should pretty much just never get it. What do we have set for this? Pass, yeah. Maybe if I set this to stop or something, but I think the way we're going to do this is we're going to bundle all of this up into one on mouse hover into the parent, which can we do that easily? We have mouse entered and mouse exited. Can I override that? I don't know. I don't know. This is a... Let's take a look at button. We can't for some reason. Let's restart this again. Wait for it to find the definition. There we go. All right, mouse entered. It's not here. It's not here. Should be here. Here it is. It's an action. Excuse me. Yeah, I think we just have to change this. Okay, so what should we call this then? I guess it could still be mouse entered. Actually, can we just override that? Public event. What did it look like over here? Action mouse entered. Yeah, it has no arguments. Mouse entered. So it should complain that I'm hiding something. Maybe it isn't. Oh, also this is in the wrong spot. This was supposed to be in skill button. Yeah, so we put this here. And then we need every one of these things mouse entered to invoke the main one. And the last one is here. Hides inherited. Yeah. So this is intentional. So we can put new here. And then we want mouse exited. And then we just need to write why we did this. Override the there we go, version of oh man, gotta constantly do this from control, because the buttons will otherwise what's the thing, consume the events, and we want the overall. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. And then what do we write here? Control that mouse entered. Does that work? Yes, it does. Cool. All right, so then same thing with mouse exited. Oh, meant to highlight the last one of those. Mouse exited. And I think it should work now. Nice. Yeah. Unfortunately, now it's hiding. Or it's changing in between the two of these things. Oh, man. Yeah, that's weird. I might change the tooltip anyway, though, for these, so that maybe the only mouse entered is when you hover over the main one. Yeah, maybe that's what we do. Maybe we just delete this, and this. Excuse me. Hey, Linus. It's not extreme pain, at least. I think this is going to be an easy problem to solve. I think we actually just did solve it. Oh, okay, there. Yeah, so now it shows only when you hover over the main button. I think that's what you would expect. I think if you hover over the plus, you might expect to see like what this is going to do. Well, I do think it's pretty obvious. And you could just click it and find out. Oh, wait. Oh, it's still doing that. Also, I wonder if we should make all of these left click and right click buttons so you can actually add and remove from there. Yeah, so it's showing the tooltip when you click this thing. We need to change that. We need the mouse entered of the base thing to just not exist. Mouse entered. No, you wouldn't be able to do this. Oh, I know what we can do. We can just make it pass or ignore events. Yeah, that. Now it shouldn't even get the events, I hope. Oh, man. I'm not actually positive. Maybe we did just break this. No, looks good. Yeah, looks good. Cool. Working. Okay, so if you want, you can still right click and left click these things to add and remove points, or you could use these. And either way, there's at least a function for everybody. All right, what else haven't we done? This is done. Keep this. This is done. Change any tooltips or gray explanatory text. Okay, what exists that we need to change? Oh, we need to move skills around so that everything still fits. Earn skill points by completing quests for shopkeepers. You'll see a yellow exclamation mark appear near them after you found it. You can freely add or remove points here by left and right clicking perks. Maybe we should just keep the you can freely add or remove points. I don't want people to think there's a cost, although I guess you could just test it and see that there's no cost. Yeah, I think we'll just delete the text altogether. You can freely add and remove. Okay, so that's gone. And that's the rest of this is all fine. Okay, next up is this. Is there anything that represents? Yeah, you can freely add or remove points by left clicking skills. Yeah, you can freely add points. Okay, so that's going to be gone. Skills is hover for information. Yeah, that stuff's all fine. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. Now, none of these things overflow the UI, right? I know they're relaying it out. I know that's a problem, but that was a problem that was already there. Yeah, so we just need to fix this going outside of the bounds because now these are large enough. Can we give these names? I feel like at the very least we should probably write like skill button. And that way they show it's something here. Yeah, because some of these names are pretty large. It might be time to make this a proper UI. No, it's not. And this is the whole reason. This one little arrow here is the whole reason why we need to lay this out the way we do. Okay, well, let's click these things and move them. Although this is still going to be problematic, won't it? And just put these, I don't know, side by side. This is really dumb. Not how you should do things. There, it's beautiful. Okay, then let's just align these for now. I've got to revamp this whole tree anyway. That's why I'm not too concerned right now. This has the same X coordinate, but this does not, presumably. No, they all do. Why do they not look aligned then? This is definitely farther to the right, is it not? Oh, I was changing size. It's position that needs to change. 22. 20, there we go. Yeah. I'm being a dummy. Okay, let's see how that looks. I just don't want it to overflow the UI. As long as that doesn't happen, I think we're pretty much good. Yeah. We could move the arrow a tiny bit to the right and cloning a tiny bit to the right. In fact, maybe we should just lay everything out horizontally like that and just make the arrow be on the other side. Ski Dog is a real-time AI companion. You're all my AI companions. All right, so we move this. Did that work? I can't tell. I'm just going to put this on my other monitor so I can actually see what's happening here. I don't think this is making a change in the... Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, cool. So this should go roughly there. And this should go roughly there. There, perfect. Now look at what that looks like in game. So good enough for right now. There's at least a way of you figuring out what happens here, how these things work. I think I'm happy with this. Yeah. And same thing with these skill points. Yeah. Do I still use Obsidian or do I move back to docs? Yeah, I still use Obsidian. Yeah. So that's done. Rename stuff about left click and right click in the code. Yeah, that is not finished yet. These are simple functions though. It's not on skill left click. It's going to be whatever I called this. Try to add point. On try to add skill point. And right click can be renamed to on try to remove skill point. I like those names, so let's just keep those for the skell tree as well. So right click is going to be that, and left click is going to be try to add skill point. All right, so right click and left click shouldn't exist in function names anymore, other than that one. Yeah, because this is the button that handles that sort of thing. And left click might exist in other function names. I don't know. Handle left click is an instance list. That's fine. Yeah, but not for skill buttons and stuff. Cool. Yeah. All right, that's done. Probably enable and disable. We did that. And then add tooltips to the buttons. I don't really think it's needed. Yeah, I don't really think it's needed. All right. They still render with the skill points in them, right? Yeah, they do. And this too, right? Yeah, of course. Yep, looks good. Looks good. Oh, this didn't look good. Okay, we got to fix that. That's in skill tree. Yeah, that's the only thing I need to fix. Skill tree. We probably do that in a couple spots too. Whenever we need to concat this, yeah, there are two places. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a private void list skill button. Get all skill buttons. That might work, but I'm just going to do this. Do we need to list this thing? What's the problem here? Syntax error. Okay, hold on a second. Return null. What did I mess up? I am very confused at what I messed up here. But let's go just take a look at whatever the function signature for this was. Yeah, it was a list of skill buttons. Huh. Void. Oh my god, yeah, thank you. There's a tooltip that explains why there's so many other tooltips. Have you heard me talk about Stuck in a Broken Tutorial? A game I want to make? Because I think that would be a great thing to have in there. All right, we do need to return a list on that. Yeah. Actually, I guess this could just be an enumerable. We don't really care, right? Enumerable. Yeah, that doesn't cause any issues, right? Nope. All right. Yeah, 10 tooltips. All right, we just gotta make sure this still works. There's no weird problems going on. This works too, right? Yep. This. Yep. Cool. Yeah. Oh, that is not correct. Yeah, that's not correct. When you click the plus button, it shows a tooltip. Although actually that's helpful. And now that I think about it, I guess as you're changing the skill, you do want to see the tooltip. So this was unintentional behavior, but it's kind of nice that it works that way. And it gets rid of itself correctly? Maybe not. No, it does not. Okay, so that is bad behavior. We're going to fail this student. Okay. We need We need to change this so that we detect that the mouse is hovering over this, any part of any of the children here. And then consider it to be that you're either hovering over this or not, and not that you're doing anything with the individual buttons. I don't even know if that's going to work though. GUI input. Mouse motion. Normally just handle if this thing is inside or outside of this thing. Oh, you know what we could do? We could keep track of whether... Hang on, let me think about this. We always send a mouse exited before we send a mouse entered. So we could wait until the next frame. Yeah, private bool is mouse over. So any of the mouse entereds are going to do this. Remove points button. Add points button. This can't be a mouse entered on invoke. Private void on mouse entered. And set this thing to true. And private void on mouse exited is set it to false, and then to do defer sending the event. Okay, and then also invoke this thing, right? Oops. Supposed to say that. Cool. Delete these things. All right, so it's false, and then if it's still false after one frame, then send the event. So private void send mouse exited on next frame. This is actually a task, a sync task. This isn't even what you want to do. You want to await process frame. Yeah, this. All right, send mouse exited, and then import system. Okay, I'm not totally sure if this is going to work. So now we need to call on mouse exited, and then do that for these other buttons. There. Oh, whoop, that was wrong. That was also wrong. There. This might have some weird issue where this doesn't work still. I'm not actually positive. So yeah, let's see what happens. So hovering over, yeah, this is not what I want. I don't want it to move the tooltip in that time. You're going from hovering over one thing to hovering over something else. Oh, I guess oh, I see what we're doing. If the mouse is already over, so I guess in this case it not is mouse over. Then invoke this and set this. Oh man, and we only have to do this if the mouse is currently over this. Yeah. There. I have 0 points. It doesn't necessarily just have to be from coding. If you see that there's a problem in the game or something, or I don't know, a bunch of different things. Okay, this is still not working. I'm inclined to just say that this is good enough though. As long as you can see the tooltip, like yes, it's moving. Yes, that's probably not the best, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, 0 points from saving me from a burning building. That's just assume that you're going to be a good human being and do that. It's got to be something a little bit more fantastical than that. Like if you wrote it on a unicorn, maybe. So what are we doing here? They all have the same mouse entered and mouse exited. And we're ignoring them in the parent. So if the mouse wasn't already over. Oh, but we're gonna, oh, darn it. We're gonna set this to false immediately. Oh man. How do we do this then? Yeah. You've gone outside the bounds of this thing. Okay, there's one other thing we can try here. Yeah, there's one other thing we can try. All right, we want to know that this thing is over this component. Can we somehow stop the mouse events for a button? Oh, this is just not worth doing. Yeah, I don't think it's worth doing. I think we should just set these all to invoke mouse entered and mouse exited and just have them do regular things here. So this stuff. Delete that, delete that, delete that. Okay, so now it's going to show the tooltip on any of the buttons, and when you hover in between them, it's going to show the tooltip an extra time, or like move the tooltip, I guess. Where is that? Here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not a big fan, but the way this is going to work for most people is they're going to hover over the button that they know the button does what they want it to do already. And the reason why I need to show the tooltip in this case is because you want to see how you're changing the ability as you're putting points in. That's why. So I think this is fine. I don't think we should worry about this. Even if people consider this to be buggy, it's not like so distracting or anything. Not a game-breaking bug, I guess I should say. Can't you assign a parent to the minus, name, plus buttons and then put the tooltip into that bounding box? Yeah, but the buttons themselves have an on mouse entered that I think is what's causing that to be difficult. And I just, like I said, I just don't think it's really worth trying to fix. Yeah, it's unplayable. Everyone keeps getting to the same part of the game. They get to the skill tree and then they just close and never come back for some reason. Leave a negative Steam review. And we can't figure out why. Yeah, this is all looking good now. All right, cool. I don't know how to feel. There's a human skull in the outside. Yeah, you know, I was looking through the map, and up here, there are a lot more skulls than there are on the rest of the map. There's one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't think I counted that one. That's a fifth one. So yeah, this screen alone has 6 or 5 visible. 5 visible, yeah. And then 2 animal skulls. Change skill buttons to make that explicit minus/plus. Okay, so one piece of feedback we've gotten in both checkpoints so far is that it wasn't obvious how to respecialize. We added a tooltip in checkpoint 2, but we still got that feedback because people didn't see the tooltip. This new style of button should make it obvious that you can respecialize at any time. Yeah. All right, let's run a .NET format. Hey, Hypnoticris. I am 4 minutes delayed on responding to you. I apologize. All right, did we find any problems? Wait, really? No? Wow. Okay, add a tooltip to skills in the adventure tree to say that skills only take effect for new battles. Yeah, this should be pretty easy to do. We go to the skill tree. we copy this over to skills. And then we change this to say changes in skills only take effect. Should I say 4 new battles? During new battles? No, 4 new battles. For future battles? Only take effect in future battles. Yeah, there we go. I like that. I think that'll be clear. Now let's make sure that's working. Yeah, the start of battle could also work. All right, so do this and hover over this. Changes in skills only take effect in future battles. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. Clarify when skills take effect. This should be a tooltip. If you never discover this, then you could discover it on your own elsewhere. Otherwise, it's just a thing that you would assume probably. Now let's do this one next, which is a slightly easier problem, I think. This line of code is in end battle screen. So end battle screen, we have heal to full. This should work right here. So we go through each adventurer, and if they are not in battle, then we heal them to full. Could this be exploited anyway? I could think of like a really, really unlikely minor case. But otherwise, no, I don't think so. And even in that minor case, it's possible. You'd have 3 battle. No, I don't think this could. I don't think you can ever actually use this to your advantage. Because the only time you need healing is if you. No, you could win the battle and need healing. But you have to win the battle so fast that it happens before this thing times out. I'm not even going to bother thinking about this. I don't think this is going to matter. And if you do manage to exploit this, then fine. You manage to exploit this and you save yourself a few seconds. This is an attempt to put the adventurers in battle, but it may fail. You may have already started a battle. And even though we compute a regeneration time needed. Yes, so this goes up here. And then if we put them into battle properly, then we need to take them out of the lobby. Okay, so let me think about this. The auto repeat timer ends, hits 0 seconds, which means you should try to enter the battle, but that might not succeed because you might have started a battle with one of those adventurers. Even if it doesn't succeed, we could still set those adventurers to full, but they can't be in battle. So we're not going to heal them if you started a new battle. Yeah. Okay, so good there. Then we try invoking this thing. So now you're either in battle or you're not. It's dependent on whether you had an error. And if you are in battle, then take them out of the lobby. Yeah. Okay, so this is a little unusual. Also, I guess let's save off the adventurers so we're not fetching this twice. Adventurers equals that. There. Okay, we'll try that out. I don't even know how we reproduced this bug originally. Oh, it was that you just tried entering a battle after taking damage, right? Yeah, so we need to go hire a character and put them into a battle and then unlock auto battle and then win the battle, set auto battle, repeat, and then just wait for them to take damage and then win the battle. So what should happen, and I guess we could speed this up a little bit maybe, but their life should always start an auto battle at full. So this is about halfway. It ticks up. It should roughly time itself with the timer at the bottom, but then we give them, yeah, so they started at full. So now let's just speed this up a little bit, and we should always see that being the case. Yeah, nice. Okay, now let's make sure we didn't break anything else. We're going to make it so that you start a battle with this character before the auto timer thing finishes. So we need to start a battle as soon as that one is won. Okay, so now this one's going to fail. And it does not heal them to full. Perfect. And you could choose auto battle again. Oh, interesting. I didn't ever think about this. It starts a timer, but the timer is based on how much life it had at the moment, and it wasn't actually regenerating. And then it healed them to full. Okay, so that is a bug. Wow. Okay, so, oh man, how do we even do that? Start 2 battles with the rogue. In the second one, get to low life. In the first one, check auto battle before the second is done. When the auto battle timer finishes, it will full heal the rogue, bypassing their normal heal time. You're gonna be saving so many seconds. Hey, Appleseed. I don't know how we even fix this stuff. We could just make it so that auto. Okay, here's how we could do this. Could just make it so that auto battles can't start until all adventurers are at full life. And we could also make it so that you can't enable auto battling if any adventurers are currently battling. Oh man, I feel like this is just a band-aid fix. But maybe the not being able to start until they're all at full life. Maybe we just don't even call heal a full unless they're like at 90% life or something like that. Yeah, that would probably make more sense. Because that way, at worst, you're healing 10% of your life back. So you could still hit this bug, but it just wouldn't be a big deal. How much do they regenerate each time? Regeneration. Every 0.25 seconds, they heal 1.75% life. So every second, they're healing 4 times that, which is 70%, right? Or sorry, 7%. Healing like 7% life per second. Yeah, so if you healed 10%, it's saving about a second. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. Also, this should only be off by a quarter of a second, right? It means you should only be off by this much. All right, so if health component, let's just get the health component. Component HC equals get. All right, if HC dot percent life is greater than 0.9, then heal them to full. The reason we have a heal point every 0.25 seconds, I actually wrote this down over here. Wait, I think I wrote it down. Maybe I wrote it in the regeneration system. No, I didn't. Oh, here it is. Gets how long in seconds the party will take to regenerate their life. This does not take fractions of a tick into account. The regeneration time is purposely low for that reason. Yeah, so the problem here is that a timer has started and it's on a separate timer system from the regeneration system. So they could be off by some amount. Which, yeah. This is because the timer for auto battling is separate from the timer for regeneration. So you may try entering a battle with slightly less than your maximum health. Hey, Chris. He tells it like it is. Yeah, and I wrote the time here too. So we might be up to 1 tick off. Um, it's also possible that you had the same adventurer in multiple instance slots. Actually, that should go here. It's possible that you had the same adventurer in multiple instance slots. So, and maybe you started the auto battle timer in one slot while your adventurer was practically dead in the next slot. So only heal to full if it's going to heal a small amount. In fact, the way we could have done this is just heal 10% of their life. Just instead of heal to full. Do we have a way to do that? Heal percent life, yeah. Okay, let's just do that. That way we don't need a condition here. And this doesn't let you go beyond max, right? Heal, set it to, yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Now we don't need this. Which means the auto battle timer may finish as soon as or not, may finish shortly after the adventurer wins their current fight. And we don't want to heal them to full in that case. That's why we only apply a small amount of healing here. All right, that's probably a little too verbose. Possibly you had the same adventure in multiple instance slots, and maybe in that case, you could start the auto battle timer in, I'll say like slot A, while your adventurer is practically dead in slot B. Which means the auto battle timer may finish shortly after the adventurer wins in slot B. We don't want to heal them to full in that case. That's why we only apply a small amount of healing here. All right, that's slightly better. Yeah, let's try that out. Although I don't think this is worth even really testing anymore. But still, every time you are legitimately auto battling, you should be at full life when you start the battle. So let's just hire everyone and let's start a bunch of these battles. And the archer, sure. And then let's just cause it to win them all and then unlock auto battling and set all of these. And again, and I know this won't be super visible because I'm blocking one of them, but we should never see one of them start at less than full life. Yeah, it looks like it's working. In fact, I think we could even heal like 5% life if we wanted to. Yeah. Okie dokie. Well, that bug's fixed. Fix bug with healing. What did I even write this down as? Healing the. Oh yeah, it wasn't even working. With healing when auto battling. Yeah, it wasn't working at all because I was setting the adventurers to be in battle and then only healing them when they weren't in battle. So they never got healed. However, even after fixing this, there was another issue where we could heal nearly dead adventurers to full life if you had them in multiple instance slots at once. Now we only attempt to heal 10% of their life, which is all that should be missing when they're about to auto battle. So even if you exploit this you'll only get a small portion of life back. Done. Okay, next up, fix the refresh rate issue. I think we have something listed on this, and I think it's like a dead simple solution. Yeah, we don't have to use physics process. We just have to use process, and that's in the camera. I can't test this myself. I only have a 60 hertz monitor, but I think we just literally delete one word and we should be done. That's it. But Ski does have you have a faster refresh rate monitor, right, Ski? I think you were one of the people who had an issue here. I wrote Melmsy definitely has that problem, or had that problem. All right, I'll just rerun this. And then I shouldn't notice anything different. So you never would have seen this problem on my stream because this was tied to refresh rate and I only have a 60 hertz monitor, but it used to be you would drag from the corners and it would do this like jittery thing. And it was really annoying for the people who had this issue and I was blissfully unaware. Yeah. Yeah, I can't repro this. But I'll just need to send this to someone who can repro it. I read a note in my Godot notes about what caused and fix this. Yeah, we might as well. Godot engine physics process. We don't have this written down at all. But I'll write this in a troubleshooting section somewhere. Jittery camera movement when hitting boundaries. So I ran into an issue when making Skeleseller where I put camera update code in physics process instead of process. As a result, people with high refresh rate monitors ran into issues with panning to the sides of the map or zooming in and out to the maximum extent. I just needed to use the correct process method to accommodate refresh rates. There. All right, done. And we say fixes 232. Fix 232 was very simple, but it's untested since I only have a 60 hertz monitor. All right, we can push that. And now this thing should say closed. Nice. If you push, I can make a build and check. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that was one of the biggest issues that people commented on. Now it's fixed. What else do we need to do? There's the quest availability problem. That is still definitely an issue. Your skills are having an impact. How to get skill points. Loot with respect to also. This should be fixed. This is not fixed. This is not fixed. That's fixed. That's not fixed. That's fixed. Oh, yeah. Oh, this should definitely be a thing. Make the sales of items more obvious. You should see a floating text label with something like sale plus 3G. It's done. That's not done. That's not done. That's not done. That's not done. That's technically done. We've addressed quite a lot. And yet at the end of the day, it's still, I'd say, the same general game. Like we haven't added any crazy new features or anything, right? Just tweaked quite a lot of behavior. Man. Oh wait, this is done. Why did I not remove that? Huh. I had to click the party to edit them, add battle idle animations. Wasn't there something I said was going to be tough to do that I wanted to save? Did I delete that already? Oh, no, I guess not. Wow. Well, gotta say, we're already making a lot of progress. I'm just gonna copy paste the last thing. Yeah. New player experience stuff. That's kind of all we need to do for quite a while. Oh, we got to add in the music today too. Add in the music system and then add options to change the music / master volumes. Probably just add a proper game options menu at this point. Or game settings menu or something like that. Save the volume levels that you set. Wow, so much to do. It just never ends. It's like even if we got done with all of this stuff, then there are so many other issues. There's content, there's just a lot. Okay. Well, let's make the sales more obvious. So this is going to be a kind of floating text, I guess. It is indeed fixed. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for testing it. And I'm glad that it's fixed. I'm very excited by the idea of we got a whole bunch of feedback and we had, checkpoint number 1, we got a bunch of feedback. Checkpoint number 2, we got a bunch of feedback. Every time you release a new version of a game, at least according to the schedule I've been following, I'm always going to ask for feedback. But ideally, if you consider it to be like, I don't know, you get feedback on like A, B, and C here. And ideally, you're getting totally different feedback every time you release a new version. Because otherwise, it's like people are going to focus on the same things. If you gave your game to 100 people and 50 of them commented on something, then 50 of them are probably just still going to comment on it the next time you release it if it's got the same issues. So I feel like this is allowing us to delve further into unique feedback. And I suspect we're going to get some common stuff because, like I said, we've addressed a lot of things, but it's only been, a month and a half of development time since the last one. So it's not like we could change everything. All right, so sale labels, floating text. We can create this as a particular position. Where do you make a sale? Modify money, and we had a money source, and the money source can be a sale, item sale. Yeah, so we can just pop this up here, right? Oh, we need to know where you made the sale, and we don't have that information from modify money. We could get it. We could just, in buy item, have it show up. Yeah. We don't have create floating text any longer though, do we? No, they're notifications now. How did this used to work? Town.cs. History. Notifications. Doesn't even show up here. Wow. There it is. Improve notifier, notification system. Maybe it was in this one? Yes, it was in this one. What did they used to do? Floating text, create floating text. Okay, I think we can just do that from here, right? All right, text is going to be sale, and then the amount, item value, and then the game constants dot, oh, come on. Money symbol, what do I call this? Money symbol, yeah. Then the position is going to be where the item was. Display item dot position, actually global position, I think. Color dot green. Yeah. Okay. Let's see how that looks. That isn't a Skeleseller shirt. I know. Don't look at me. I'm hideous. I need to be wearing a Skeleseller shirt. How's it going, Pretzel? Oh my god, I gotta change this. It's so annoying. I gotta build the guild every time. I gotta start a battle. I gotta win the battle. I gotta build the alchemist. Okay, so we need to put a potion over there. Here we go. Bring it over. You can do it. Yes, good. Now, will they show the sale thing correctly? Let's find out. No, it showed up over there. I wonder if just position would have been fine. Where am I adding this? Oh, I'm adding it here in buy item. What? So it's a state. That's why it's 0, 0. We need to add this in the town. I guess we could have just written town component dot town. Try that out. The long sleeve button down. I got an email from Amazon saying something like, you can work with brands like Nike and Reebok and try to get more merch. I thought Skeleseller sneakers or something like that. That might be interesting. But I do wonder if I was like, okay, my brand, button down shirts. How do we get those? How do we make that a reality? But they just look at me like, you're crazy. We're not going to spend the money doing this. Because I would look at me like that. I definitely don't think it's worth making that kind of merch. All right, customers, you can do it. Buy this item. Where's the text showing up now? What? This used to create it. Yeah, using that 300, 420. This is the global position of this. It can't just be position, right? Position according to something else, though. Yeah, strange. But the all right, I think we just need to debug this. We can't because I did that. There we go. Okay, sell another item. Put a potion over here. Speed this up. What does it think the position is? 0, 0. Okay, well, no wonder. Why is that? Why does an item not have a position? Oh, because it's always positioned relative to whatever it was on, and we removed it from the target. Okay, so in this case, I guess all we care about is where's the target. Target is an I item source, which should have a get position. Doesn't. You serious? Oh, get pickup point. Yeah, that's what I want. Get pickup point. Okay. Just put that there then. tc.target.get pickup point. That might not be a global position though. It's queue freed, but that doesn't matter. It won't get freed until the end of the frame. Oh man, I'm already sick of doing this. We need to start a battle and oh, I guess I could do it that way and then get this. Okay, never mind. I was making that a little bit harder than it needed to be. Grant items, put a potion over here. Okay, so now where is this? 552, 152. Is it correct? I have no idea. Gotta turn off the breakpoint and take a look. No, it's there. So we need this to be the global position. Oh man, we don't have a way of doing that. What are we returning then? Item source, get pickup point. How is this implemented? Item displays, it's get drop off point, which is a global position. Yeah, why that not work? Oh. It must be relative to the wrong parent. But the global position shouldn't have needed that at all. What were those numbers that I had? 552, 152? Well, what should they be? Town. It was over here. Yeah, like 552, 152. Yeah, that was correct. At least that's the right position of this thing. Then I added the text there, though, and it didn't look like it was in the right spot. Oh, what's going on with this, I suppose? Parent.add child and just set the position. Yeah. Okay, what if, just for laughs, what if we set the global position here? Because that's maybe what this should have been. Maybe where floating text show up is not in the same relative location as everything else. Oh, I never built the alchemist. I'm like, go over here. No, it's still there. Oh, it's in screen coordinates. Oh. So if I look over here somewhere, yeah, it always shows in the same spot on the screen. Oh, whoops. Oh, well then, okay. Hmm. We need this to show in world coordinates. Do we even use floating text for anything else, I wonder? What makes... Oh, the battles do, for sure. And the battles have their own viewport, which is why we can put it in terms of screen coordinates. Yeah. This... What is this? No more space. This shouldn't be a problem anymore. Oh, man. Quest available. I think these things should be notifications, maybe. Okay, so I think what we need to do is make a floating text that's in world coordinates. Why was this not working that way? What is the town? The town is a node. Why would this get added where it did then? I don't know. Unless the floating text itself is a control, that would make sense. It's not. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Why is this showing up in screen coordinates then? Huh. Yeah, I don't see why that would be the case. We added it to the town. The town itself is what I think. No, the town's a control. What? Oh my God. Oh, it's because of the. Okay. It's because this is what has the script. Okay, okay, okay. This naming has bitten me like 4 times now, and I still haven't changed it. Oh man. All right, what we wanted was this town. Thank you, boy. I mean, I could just get this. And then I think everything should just work. Let's try it at least. I'm going to hack my way through it for now. But town component town get node. All right, what's the path to this thing? Copy node path. Okay, how is that? Good. Increase the speed a little bit. Let a customer come over here. Nice. Nice. Yeah, so what does that look like when you have a bunch of items? Let's add a bunch of workers. Let's add a bunch of customers. Let's give us all this displays. Let's grant a bunch of items. Add even more workers. Close this thing. Dynamic programming is hard. Any advice on how to learn it? I've taken a look at tons of materials. It seems the only way is to just try tons of problems. Well, first, thanks for resubbing. There were some MIT lectures on dynamic programming that I thought were really, really good. So I suggest watching those. I think I have them in my notes. MIT. Dynamic programming. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, these lectures, these were great. Can't use %town there. Well, I could, but I need to get this in a way that doesn't require me knowing the scene tree. Yeah, let's try this again because I want to see what these look like. I've watched them. Yeah, if you've watched them, then unfortunately it is just practice after that. I would say to do 2 kinds of practice. One is where you're looking at your notes from those lectures and any other notes you might have taken. And the other is where you are trying to recall this stuff from memory and go back and do problems you've already done before. See if you can sort of reason them out after a week of like cool down, not looking at them. Yeah. Thanks for the stream. Find it super interesting. Had a few ideas for some games. Maybe now I'll do something about it. Nice, McGirt. Yeah. I hope you do. It's not so bad to get into. Releasing a game is very tough. There is quite a lot to it. And yeah, but you got to start your journey somewhere. Okay, so does this text look good? First of all, I feel like sales should probably show in yellow, not in green. Or maybe we don't even say sale. Well, maybe sold. I'm still debating on what we even want to do here for this. Let me just get a bunch of items. I think it's nice to see this a bunch of times. There are some things in games that are very repetitive, but that are okay. Like the coin sound in the Mario games. When you hear the ding, 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 it's like, oh, I got a bunch of coins. Yeah, that's cool. And seeing sale a whole bunch of times, I think is nice to see. I do think having a different color for the amount of the sale would be helpful. And maybe saying sold is better than sale. So sold, is floating text already a rich text label? Probably not. No, it is not. Yeah. Yeah, just put the number. Okay. Yeah, let's see what that looks like. I think it'll still be clear what's happening. And I think there is eventually going to be a sound effect too every time you make a sale. So we could have that. Oh, let's do this, do this, do this. Plus 3G. Nice. Now, does that take into account what you get through these things? How does this work? Shiny loot. Item sales are rounded up. Yeah. Okay, so now, what was 14 gold? Oh, right. They have multiple items. I don't think this is taking the full account or full amount into account. Yeah, it's not. So the item price looks like it's 3 gold, but due to your bonuses, it should have actually sold for 4. Can the sound effect be a bag of bones rattling? I mean, I think it'd be like a cha-ching sound. I don't know. It could be any short enough kind of happy sounding thing. How do we take this into account? I think modify money is what's doing this right now. Yeah, item sale, then apply the bonus here. We could run this through a filter first, or we could just pass in the position of where your money was modified. Actually, if I pass in the position, then this thing can show the floating text itself. Yeah, I like that idea. That way not each caller has to do this. Okay, good, 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 good. We're making good decisions. So now we just need to pass in, maybe we'll call this like modify money at position. It's pretty reasonable. And what's the position we want to pass in? The get pickup point. Yeah. At position vector to position. All right, that's where this goes. And then this should return a long, which is the modified amount. Long total, return total. So what we're going to do is first total equals modify money, and then print out the total. Then this becomes the position, and this becomes the town node, which we might not actually even have. Town node. Oh, there it is. All right, there we have it. Now, is green or yellow a better choice? That I don't know. I kind of like money. Well, it's gold, which is named after its own color. But money, the way I think about it is green, but that's probably not true of every country. I mean, I know not all money is green. I don't know if people in games expect it to be like, well, it's mostly Japan and America making the games or something, so we use whatever tropes they have. Let's do that. Also, I don't know if it's mostly Japan and America making games. I'm just spouting a bunch of random speculation. All right, that looks good. That's at 23. I don't even know what sold, but I think that was wrong. 23? Oh, that's your amount of money you ended up with. Whoops. I need your bonus amount. Oh, yeah, just return amount. Oh, set money is money plus amount. Okay, yeah. I'm doing a bunch of stupid stuff. Okay, there we go. Milk would be the currency. Can you imagine a liquid currency? You know how hard that would be to not just lose, drop it on the ground, and it just disappears in the soil. All right, show me the money. So we should see something that says 3. Good. But now we're going to give 1 point into shiny loot. And then now it should say 4. That says 3. But yeah, the label says 4. And we could have things like critical sale there and whatever else. I think that would be good. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, now let's crank it to the maximum here. Build everything. Grant everything. Close these battles. Grant 1 million workers. Come on, workers. And grant some items. Probably add some more customers in too. All right. Yeah. I ran out of items. Look at all this money. I love the art. Thanks, Gregory. I can't take credit for any of it. Check out the credits command. It's like watching an ant farm. It really is. Yeah, the game's not going to get to this level. Maybe there'll be a lot more customers walking around, but you won't have this many workers at any point. If we do this, then we can just earn items for real. Get some random points and stuff. The warrior dying over here. All right, this way you can actually see what the real economy is supposed to be based on here. I'm just getting arbitrary things. I don't really care. And let's get some of these there. All right, so now set auto battle. And now they'll just get items on their own. And they'll pop out of the portal. And they'll go sell them. Yeah. Way fewer items when you're not cheating. Any chance you could use gold coin icon instead of G? Something like this? I mean, this graphic is huge. You want me to put this in the game every single time? It takes up like half the screen, unknown. Yeah, we could do something like that. Put a coin. I think that's a nice polish thing for later. I don't think that needs to go into checkpoint 3. Consider adding a coin graphic into the game and showing that for item sales rather than the letter G. You're using crypto. I already made the joke that in Botland you were getting bot coin. So I think getting crypto is not something I'll do for this game. I'll see myself out. No, you won't. You'll stay at the door, still jeering at us. All right, this is working. Let's check this in. looks good, and looks good. Is there anywhere else you can modify your money that can't be a debug function in the game? Let's go find out. Modify money is called from like 10 different places. There's this. This is when you buy something. I guess anything that subtracts your money, you don't need to know because you would have triggered that yourself. Modify money position. This is good. This is fine. This is a negative. This is a debug function. This is a debug function. This is a debug function. This is just to update a label. And then build. I'm guessing that's a negative. Yep. Yeah. Okay, cool. Teeth is the canonical currency for skeletons. I wonder if you were to figure out across every fantasy book, across every video game, what are the unusual currencies and how many times do they appear? So most common is probably going to be like gold, dollars, credits, those sorts of things, just the sort of generic things that you have. But yeah, what are the least common ones that are not totally made up? So then there's like uncommon but made up, like Mesita, Gil, I don't know, whatever, things like that. Yeah, bones, souls, slimes. Have you seen slimes being used as a currency? I guess I've heard of souls as a currency. Hey, Bedintus. Yeah. Slime Rancher, yes. Huh, I played Slime Rancher too. Yeah, pieces of 8. Huh, yeah, okay. Well, anyway, I wasn't saying this because we're going to switch from gold. I was just curious. Also, I guess Gil is not that uncommon despite being made up because of how many Final Fantasy games there are. Although I don't know how many Final Fantasy games use it as a currency. Because I don't think the first one did. Show sales with floating text. They now show something like plus 4G. This takes into account any bonuses you get from skills. This, yeah, sure. Silver, copper, yeah. Oh man. Like, why is this list not shrinking? What's happening? We did this. I don't think we're going to go with a simplified battle view. I do wonder about minimizing it, but I don't think we're going to do that yet either. Yeah. Oh, this is also super important. We got to do this. I don't know why, but I can't export builds on Windows or to Windows from my Mac. And if I can't figure that out, then I can't I can't produce the game. Okay, well, I think that's it for the morning stream. It's 11:55. When we get back in the afternoon, I want to add the music system. I want to add the battle idle animations. And then the rest of it, I don't really have a major priority for. I guess we need to look through some of the lists that I have here before checkpoint number 3. What else do we have? Idle animations, music track, yeah. Title screen, maybe. Hey, good Deke. Yeah, so of the unusual ones, I wonder what's the highest one that people would still consider unusual. Like Lunar Tears, for example. How many games or fantasy novels would that appear in? And maybe the answer is 2. And yeah. Yeah, I do think I want to add the title screen. Mention that the game is still in alpha. And maybe even that I'd like feedback. 2 would be correct. Yeah, I haven't played those games. Okay, well, we have more work cut out for us. This is going to be how most of the streams are going to go between now and this, no, not this Friday, next Friday. So the 27th is when version 0.3 should launch. And then after that, it's going to be the same, like process feedback, get back into general development. That's when things will change a little bit. And I guess the only other unusual thing is that on September 20th, there's going to be an interview at 11 a.m. my time. So about an hour ago, but on Friday. That has been set up. I just did some prep for it yesterday. And it is with Ella, a PhD candidate in computer science. So I'm excited for that. I think it's gonna be fun. But other than that, it's just, actually, is it just this? Maybe I have mentoring set up. One of the next sessions, September 30th. No, okay, good. Yeah. So yeah, nothing else is gonna interrupt this. We're just gonna keep prepping for this stuff. And when we finally launch that version, like I said, we're gonna process feedback, and that might steer what I do next. But then we gotta start thinking of kind of adding a level of polish to the game, other any last minute features, that sort of thing, and just kind of get ready for the proper launch, which will probably be in February. It's going to take a long time to do. So thank you all for watching this stream. I will be back in about an hour, and we'll just keep going and keep working on this stuff. If I don't see you, have a good rest of your day. Take care. Bye, everyone.